All right. And we are back with the Blame Girl podcast with
Mr. Terry Wayne.
And we got Raul Hernandez in the house. Welcome, Raul.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you for being here. All right. How was your weekend?
Which one of us?
You, Raul. You
I got checked. My weekend was pretty awesome. Friday night did a show for a municipality for town of Cutler Bay. We did a holiday show for them. It's really nice. We get to show for a whole city, state, whole township.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. And then last night I had my show at Mellow Grapes, which is in West Kendall.
Mm-hmm.
Show is sold out every time we've done it. It's a great room. We had Joe Bob McGinney on there, Dina Cruz, Chris Renoir. If you guys don't know who Chris Renoir is,
he's one of my favorites. He's very funny. And his clips, we got to get him on the podcast.
Please. Yes. He's the next, truly, in my personal opinion, I mean this honestly, he's the next one of us to take off.
Well, good. I love seeing South Florida comedians make it. And I don't disagree with you because I know he did those Obama clips and he got a lot of...
Yeah.
Right?
I'm trying to remember if he did. The big thing I know about Chris,
were they Trump clips?
Yeah, let me tell you. So he did a joke last night.
Mm-hmm.
West Kendall, for those who don't know, is a very hotbed of conservatism crowd. Okay,
West Kendall noted.
West Kendall, and he did a joke starting off saying he voted for Biden, and I thought he was gonna lose the crowd and won them over easily. It was a masterclass. It was a masterclass in the scene. Him put the audience against him and then win them over. It was awesome. It was a great show.
All right. So Terry, how was your weekend?
It's pretty good. My dad's pod thing came in, so I spent a lot of time moving dead animals.
He's moving in with your sister, though, right?
Correct. Yeah, but not only for half the year. He's going to stay half the year here and then go back to his place for the other half of the year.
He brought his dead animals, huh?
Yep.
Hunter, I guess.
He used to be, yeah. He used to be a big game hunter, so he's got like all these exotic animals stuffed and bears and moose and African kudu and weird things. So, yeah.
So, I used to live in Homestead. Homestead is like deep down South Florida. It's the Florida you get to before you get to the Keys, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm familiar. I was there for a minute.
Well, I'm not. I'm a Texan. Go ahead. As you were.
So there, everyone hunts. Everyone's hardcore hunters down there. So one out of every 3 houses in Homestead has one room dedicated to hunting, known as the Room of Death, because it's all just taxidermied animals. Like, I remember one I walked into was an otter. I was like, "You killed an otter? Like, it's like cute."
Well, who displays that? Like, it makes me sad to see it. Well, I'd be sad to see any animals on the wall like that, I guess. Well, I know I'm a hypocrite. I love meat, but
yeah, but like,
otters are not cute, by the way. You might think they're cute to look at.
Like polar bears.
Otters are one of the only animals, and especially one of the only mammals, that will kill things just for fun. Like, it just likes to kill things and play with it with its dead body. Like, they're really vicious. And they're cannibalistic. They'll eat their own after they die.
Listen, I got sad hearing about a great white that died, and then I had to reconcile it. I was like, well, they probably killed other things too. So
yeah, you say it being cannibalistic. I just call it being very efficient with your meal choices.
Sure. And what about the killing for fun thing?
You gotta practice, right? Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, that's right. What it is. It's practicing.
So thanks for asking about my weekend, guys.
Oh,
because we don't care. Nobody cares.
It was a good weekend. I had my cousin Olivia. She was in town, and we had some fun. We went to Swamp Grass on Friday. That was a bunch of fun. I did some karaoke after the mic. And then yesterday, we just hit the beach and went to Dada, one of my favorite spots. Oh. And later tonight, I'm going to be at Red Light, last minute booking, but I'll be there. So I know none of you will probably see this before I go to Red Light. But anyway, nonetheless.
We are live.
Red light's cool. Red light's cool. It's the it's just weird. You're performing and you're performing in like one side room, which is awesome, but you clearly know, you feel it. There are boobs shaking. Literally.
Oh well, they've got the window right there. Now they close it for the show because they have to, because who's going to listen to jokes when you got titties bouncing around over there?
Well, you could do both if you're smart, like you can look at titties and laugh, right?
You can't pay attention to titties and punchlines. Come on, that's too much.
It's very hard to do that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a woman with your, multitasking brain, but
yeah, the women there are not like, we don't care about the titties. We see titties every day, trust me. So
okay, well, imagine it was, big healthy dick flopping around.
Oh God.
What consists of a healthy dick? Like, are we
ask her?
Circumcised? What's a healthy dick?
A healthy dick is, I would say, one without disease, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I meant a healthy size. I meant by healthy sized dick flopping around.
Healthy size, I guess.
Yeah.
Nice girth and appropriate length. I'm not.
See, there you go. How did we get on this, Raul? You're off to a bad start.
An interesting thought process. You know what?
Bad start.
You
just got dicks on the brain, sir.
Started. I just want to say we're about to do some blaming. If y'all want to join us on Instagram, I lost my followers, but if y'all want to join us on Instagram, come to YouTube, BlameGirl, and join the discussion. Bye.
BlameGirl podcast on YouTube.
All right. So, are y'all ready to do some blaming, guys?
Let's do this.
All right. There is a DeSantis murder mystery, guys. Who's to blame?
Terry, I guess you read up on this. What's going on with DeSantis? What's he doing?
Oh, this was sent to me by Gio. But yes, a DeSantis staff member who was in charge of finding, election irregularities, mysteriously just dropped dead while he was working, and still have yet to know why.
I would. Okay.
The body was injured.
He hit his head, but there was a dispute just before he dropped dead. He fell and hit his head when he came out these doors. And they say that no reason to be suspicious. He was older, and he died.
Yep.
Is it a mystery? Is it really a mystery, or
it might be
a mystery to you guys?
It might. Here's the mystery to me: how are the conspiracy theorists not all over this already? You know what I mean? With all these people out there, with all these people looking for conspiracies, you got a perfect one right here. Government employee mysteriously dies. Oh, he bumped his head and just is dead now.
You think it's like conspiracy theorists that they have like a lot of pots cooking right now? You got like Israel, Palestine, you got Ukraine is still there. It's in the back burner. It's you're tossing it, you're checking the sauce, making sure it's still moist. But you got this here. The election's coming up. Is Biden a robot? We still don't know yet. And
no, he's a pedophile. Remember, he's a Satan worshiping pedophile cannibal.
And this is not even the big DeSantis stuff. The big DeSantis stuff is that he smiles too much during debates now, and he wears at least 4 is what we're finding out. Like, this man.
Yes. He's short.
I saw Fox News. I saw Fox News criticizing Biden for using a straw.
Yes, I saw that.
Strawgate.
All right. So
literally grasping at straws.
Y'all think this is a murder mystery or no? Because y'all are going on your own other mysteries. But what about when it comes to this? To me, I want more investigation. I don't trust this nigga. I don't. Okay. How is someone falling out a door, hits their head? They both Italian. Come on.
We're gonna find out about the DeSantis mafia family.
Thank you.
I don't think that's true. But I would. But if you've ever seen Ron DeSantis break on camera, like when he goes off, like when he yelled at those teenagers for wearing masks and all that. If you see those cracks on the edges, I wouldn't put it past the guy to shove an old man if they were in an argument. You know, like
Yeah, no one was
he
looking.
seems like a guy with a temper. You know,
Exactly. And
Yeah.
no one was looking. It was behind closed doors, and he's falling out of closed doors, hits his head.
if I worked with this guy,
Maybe it wasn't really, I guess it was his time, but maybe Ron DeSantis sped that up or someone in there.
if I worked with this guy and there was a rumor going around that he hits his wife, I would believe it. I'd be like, that guy seems like he hits his wife.
I'm just imagining this Ron DeSantis is really just another iteration of Joe Pesci. He's just walking around with a baseball bat in the back.
He's the Joe Pesci everyone hates.
The political short, Italian, come on. Angry, sometimes too angry.
Yep.
He's the Joe Pesci from SNL. He's the
short, what is it called when people don't use a lot of words? Very short-winded, I guess, would be the best way to describe it.
I would say he has a Napoleon complex, personally.
Again, you were checking off Joe Pesci stuff. Boom, 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 boom.
And not to mention DeSantis wears lifts because he's afraid he's too short. So we're it's not looking good.
Slap some RICO charges on him, I say.
The investigation is mounting.
Speaking of RICO charges, Young Thug. This week, Young Thug's lawyer, in an entertaining display of litigation, says that Young Thug stands for thoroughly humbled.
No.
What?
Oh yeah, you're sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Truly humbled under God.
Truly humble under God. Yeah.
So he's just a devout Christian. Who's to blame, guys? Why would they?
I believe him. I believe him.
Why would they even try it?
If you go to his, they cited his sister's Twitter where she put that exact acronym like a year ago on her Twitter. That Thug stands for truly humble under God.
And we know a person that's truly humbled under God is not engaging in RICO.
They might be.
We have Tupac all wrong. Tupac was just a very devout person of God.
Actually, Tupac was pretty
down.
Yeah,
Tupac was pretty religious.
He was the original thug. You know,
how many?
Only God can judge him, right?
How many things can you use thug as an acronym for, right? Because isn't it the hate you give? Now it's truly humble under God. Like, what else can we use it for? Like,
what else can you say?
Hail Mary, would you come? No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was just thinking of more Tupac.
Murder. Most murderer. No, criminal. I had this one. Criminal. Yeah.
What?
Like, do the acronym for criminal under God.
No. What do you? No, I ain't doing that. That's too many. It's too many letters for an acronym. Acronym's supposed to be short.
Yeah, like honestly.
Okay.
Crime.
Okay, let's do RICO.
RICO. Really into cock. I'm sorry. I'm talking
really into Christ organizations.
Yes,
overall is better.
We're supposed to make it really into Christ overall. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, that was fun.
So what's Young Thug accused of? I'm guessing is murder, but what's going on?
RICO is like racketeering and shit like that. So murder, but maybe second removed. I don't know if he's accused of killing anyone himself, but maybe organizing a murder, or I know there's drugs and stuff like that involved. But there's definitely a shooting that went on, and
he's a drill rapper, right? Is that what they're known as? Drill rapper?
RICO is the RICO laws are very wide open.
Yeah.
You know, all they have to do is prove that you're part of a conspiracy and that one person committed a crime. And now that crime can be charged to everybody in the conspiracy. That's what they're getting Trump on in Georgia.
Yeah.
They're using the RICO laws.
Yeah.
So he might be screwed.
It's a federal RICO is federal, right?
Yeah.
That's not
Right.
Yeah, Rico's federal. That's how they
It's not
got.
gonna be a state charge.
Watch out, DeSantis Rico. Eh, but this guy, isn't he like that he confessed to like killing people in his raps in his songs?
Yeah, but you can't use a person's art against them in court. We've done this before.
Even if it's very detailed, even if
Doesn't
it's
matter.
Hey.
Doesn't matter. Can't use it. It's inadmissible.
Yeah.
Hey, on February 27th, I put 2 into Josh's head,
Yep.
left him on the 7th and 12th. That doesn't matter.
Inadmissible. His eyes were green. I watched him close. I left his body in the cold and then it froze. You know, like it doesn't matter. You can give all the details you want.
He was pronounced dead on 12/7.
Doesn't matter. Inadmissible. It's
County.
considered hearsay.
Next to the Chick-fil-A.
Truly humbled under God. You know who else might be truly humbled under God now? George DeSantos. Nope. Did it again.
Santos. George Santos.
Who's to say it's not DeSantos? You know? I'm just taking a play out of his book.
I mean, it might be at this point. Who knows?
Okay, but George Santos, he is gone out of Congress. How did we get him out, guys? Who's to blame?
I blame the 112 Congress people who actually voted to keep him. What are they thinking? And that includes the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson.
Oh, the guy who watches his kids' porn stuff?
Yeah, Mr. I'm so Christian, I'll shred the Constitution if I have to. Yeah, that guy wants to keep the openly gay criminal drag queen in Congress. Why? Even though he knew he was going to get voted out, why did he vote for him? I can't believe it. And I can't understand it.
You gotta say something.
He's conservative. Like that's
if you vote out George Santos, forget that he's a Republican. That is the most progressive person possible in Congress. Yeah. Hey, drag queen, gay man, you're gonna vote him out.
I would say Latino, right?
Probably Latino.
No, he is.
You is on podcasts a lot.
Jewish.
Again,
said he was Jewish.
Again, this is a man, but I'm specifically talking about Mike Johnson here. Mike Johnson is a man who once voted for a bill to make homosexuality a crime, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's voting to keep an openly gay congressman in Congress. What the hell is going on?
Why do you act like they don't put their morals aside for their own interests, their own party's interests? He wants Republicans to have more Republicans in Congress.
He knew that everybody knew Santos was everybody knew that Santos was getting kicked out. Everybody knew it was coming. Why openly put yourself out there doing that?
For him to show his loyalty to his party. That's why.
Maybe he had a change of heart.
Above his religion, I guess, and his own constituents. I mean, I think it's a great
over anything for Republicans.
Look, I don't like Mike Johnson, so I'm glad he did it because I know it's going to end up biting him in the ass. And I think that's great. But I still can't just wrap my brain around
why I have such kindergarten humor, but every time Terry has said Mike Johnson, he keeps putting the K very low. So he keeps going, Mike Johnson. Johnson.
Yeah. Mike Johnson.
So his dick is to blame for George Santos's oust.
No, his dick is to blame for all those emotional Mike Johnson's dick is to blame for his son's emotional and mental health damage. That's definitely coming. Because
why did my family ever find out what porn I was watching? Isn't that a terrifying idea?
Yeah.
Why is he watching his kids' porn?
Why would this app exist at all?
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a CIA.
Like this should have been the blame instead, Terry. Next time
I wouldn't. Okay.
You just want to talk about that, and this is about George Santos.
Well, we kind of got here, but I wouldn't want to share that app with my wife, and we watch porn together. But I wouldn't. That's Sometimes we go down I go down a rabbit hole alone. I don't want anybody to know about that,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Goodbye,
We
George.
all get curious,
It'd be really funny if George Santos also dies with a crushed skull for some parent.
Yeah, if George Santos dies in DeSantis' office by head injury, now we got a story.
Like, God damn it, Ron! Change up the way you kill the people. Didn't you learn from the Clintons?
Oh man. I don't really know how to transition into this next one other than to talk about how in Tennessee their gun laws are very crazy. And that this man was seen near a school carrying a assault rifle, and they called the police, and the police are like, we can't do anything, go back to business as usual. And he's just menacing the school.
Well, no, the school went on lockdown.
Protecting it, you're menacing always, especially in a motherfucking school. These kids are terrified. You put the school on lockdown. What the fuck is wrong with people in Tennessee, Terry? Who's to blame?
Tennessee lawmakers. And I'll tell you what, it kind of inspired me because, I know people with assault rifles. I don't own one, but I own a big shotgun. I'm thinking about grabbing a couple of those, strap them on, and then just go walk around every elementary school I can find until they start making sensible gun laws in this goddamn state again.
Yeah.
I say this man didn't go far enough. You need to accessorize. He needs to put like a Louis Vuitton, like bump stock on it. He needed to get like a nice, like a Louboutin a magazine. You know it's a Louboutin magazine because the bottom of it's red. It's very important to know this, okay? He did not accessorize enough. That is the failure this man did. He did not accessorize.
No, he needed to go all. If you want to be menacing around a school with a firearm, get yourself the long black trench coat, strap on a few assault rifles. You know what I mean? Get a big bandolier full of bullets along the front, and then just walk around like the Terminator outside of these elementary schools until someone makes a law to stop me. Yeah. Terrify parents enough until they go and call their representatives to get a goddamn good sense gun law on the books. This makes me so angry when I was reading this story because I live here.
Had you heard it when I sent it to you? Had you already heard about it when I sent it to you?
No, but it popped up in my feed the next day after you sent it to me. So it was coming around.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's
in Tennessee, and that's
not just that, but I'm from
kids. Your kids will be in schools, and these niggas just outside the school, assault rifles, and we're supposed to just learn. One of the first things of learning is you got to create a safe space for kids to learn. I used to be a teacher. That's the safe space is gone. So don't worry why. Don't even question why these kids are not as smart anymore. They don't feel safe.
Yeah.
So
you ever see that photo of the guy with a bazooka and he's in a Starbucks line? That always like blew my mind. Like, why do you need to carry anti-tank weaponry while you're getting your mocha grand latte?
Because it's badass, man. Because it's badass.
America.
No, it's not even America. It's Call of Duty. All right. They said those games would never do anything to us. Look at the young men of America. You telling me that didn't do anything?
I do know who to blame for this.
Okay.
I do know who to blame for this. The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead made it too cool for you to be strapped up like this because
everybody's got to be Negan.
Someone's gonna be a zombie. Someone wants to be Negan. Oh, Daryl with the crossbow. Like it made it too cool to be accessorizing with this stuff. We need to like make other things cool to accessorize.
I wouldn't even just limit it to The Walking Dead. Like this is just American culture. It's in all the movies, all the entertainment, right?
It's Call of Duty.
And then everyone thinks it's their constitutional right. It's not. It's really not. That's not what the Constitution says.
We need to create a professional pillow fighting league.
I tell them this. I use this example. I'm like, okay, so the Bill of Rights. So you can have an assault rifle. Can you buy plastic explosive? And they go, no, of course not. That'd be too dangerous. I'm like, a pound of plastic explosive in most people's hands is not as dangerous as an AR-15 in my hands. I've been trained. I know how to shoot. And I'm pretty damn good at it. So you think I can kill 50 people in about 3 minutes with an AR-15. Try that with a pound of C4. It ain't gonna work.
So
Just saying.
Your argument here is that it's more deadly than a bomb.
Yes, and my argument is we used to have an assault weapons ban in this country back in the 90s when I was shooting. It used to be a big hush hush. You know, maybe you had a friend who had one or had a semi-auto and then converted it secretly, and you know, and you might be able to go shoot one in secret. But we used to have it. We took it away, and mass shootings went up by 87%. This is not rocket science here.
All right. I just want to give a shout out. Jason, he's listening today. He said it's too early, but we should say that hi to his mom, Susan. Hey, Susan.
Hey, Susan.
Hey. Hi, Susan.
Susan, return my DMs. Stop leaving me unread.
Don't talk to Susan like that, bro. And Terry, you give Susan more of a welcoming hello.
I don't know who Susan is, but hello, Susan. How are you? It's a wonderful thing that you're here, and we appreciate
Jason's mom. And Jason thinks you should support Israel.
I mean, I support the Israelis, but not the Israeli government.
Oh wow, that's a little progress for you.
It's okay. Progress is nothing. What are you talking about? Progress towards your way? No, I have no sympathy for Hamas. You know, they picked a fight.
We need to punish Israel. We need to divest, sanction, and boycott.
Okay, no.
I support bagel chips to dip into hummus. What greater way to bring the cultures together.
You know, Israelis love hummus too, right?
Who doesn't love hummus, Terry?
Exactly. Let's bond over the hummus.
Just make a big solid.
You know why? Because food is regional.
Gaza. Yes.
Food is regional.
Yeah.
They have stuff that is common to both religions.
I don't care.
Ethnicities, whatever, however you want to divide these people.
And there's hot chicks on both sides. You have Gal Gadot on one side. You got Mia Khalifa on the other. You can make the most beautiful porn, guys, if you just come together.
All right.
Hey, Hamas picked
Israel talk for now. Now we're gonna
Hamas picked a fight with the bigger kid, and now they're getting their ass whooped. That's what happened.
Harry is watching football. I can see.
Yeah, I do see.
I'm glancing. I'm glancing at football.
Looking up.
I want to see Will Levis do a touchdown right now.
It's my team, and they are in overtime.
You're bad influence on the fuck. He's sitting here going.
I can do two things at once. What did we just talk about?
You said you couldn't. You couldn't.
No, as long as there's not titties involved, then.
All right.
But yeah.
All right. Everyone, I want to introduce you to our guest, Raul Hernandez. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So let's just jump right into it, Raul. How long have you been doing comedy?
So it's gonna be 4 years very soon.
Nice.
Started in the middle of the pandy, right in the middle.
How did you get started?
This is what happened. So the NIH and the WHO came out with a joint study in the middle of the pandemic, right during the time of the I don't know if people remember, but like when Italy was getting it really bad and New York City was getting it really bad. So the NIH and WHO came out with a joint report saying that COVID was potentially fatal to 45% of the population. Okay. And the population of the world.
Who said that? Who said that?
The WHO and NIH. It was a joint report. I remember. I'm gonna look it up. I'll
go on.
So
we're not gonna argue COVID. So it was very bad.
So because of that, I was like, if half the world's gonna die, pretty much this is the apocalypse. I want to do the one thing I always wanted to do in my life, and that was to go up on stage and tell yuck jokes. And shout out to Sean Mullins back in the day. Love you, Sean. He used to run a lot of rooms during the time of the pandemic that I got onto. One of them was RIP CNI Studios. I don't know if any of you guys.
Yes, CNI. I remember CNI.
Oh, CNI was the best, and it was cool because so Miami was shut down for all live entertainment at that time. So you
Okay.
couldn't be open unless you were an essential business. No nightclub, no bar, no nothing was open past 9 o'clock, right? So all of the Miami comedians went up to Broward, and the same thing happened with Del Rey. Del Rey people came into basically his focal point, where so it was like CNI, it was like Riverside, Webby's.
I remember Webby's.
Oh,
I remember Webby's. And I remember someone being there just coughing all over everybody.
dude.
Josh Kusnik, we've had him on. You were coughing all over everybody, Josh.
So
me and my cousin. Go ahead. Yes.
no, and then that and those lines were crazy. I remember following like lineups of like Matt Ross, Drew Illa, and then me. And I was like, God, Jesus, you're gonna put me up against two killers? Like, it was crazy. But it made me stronger as a comedian. And then so Miami opened up. Thank you, Tootsies. Thank you, Tootsies. We don't talk about this enough. So Miami-Dade County was closed down for all live entertainment, all like the nightclubs, all the bars were closed.
Okay.
The one business that went up against Miami-Dade County, the whole entire government system, to like fight it was Tootsie's, and Tootsie's won.
What is Tootsie's? It sounds like a strip club.
Tootsie's,
it is a strip club.
The strip club, not just a strip club. It is the #1 strip club.
Relax. I'm like, the strip club in Miami for a long time
King
was
of Diamonds.
KOD.
Yes, okay. King of Diamonds. So literally 10 minutes up the road from KOD, what was a former BJ's wholesale building is Tootsie's.
Okay.
Tootsie's, for the people who don't know what it is basically a strip club whatever movie you've ever seen, because it's tremendously huge. It has like 2 side stages, 1 main stage, and has a 2nd floor VIP. It's bananas.
Do you do comedy where you can see titties?
I don't think anyone's done comedy there, but you can get full massages there apparently.
Oh, I thought that's where we were going. Okay, why are we talking about Tootsie's? You did.
I have no idea.
No,
because he loves it there apparently.
Tootsie's fought against Miami-Dade County.
Oh, okay. They got it open.
And they opened up Miami-Dade County to comedy.
I got you.
During that time. So
I got you.
Miami-Dade County opened. I opened up a few rooms, and now I'm here.
Yeah.
And I just did my improv show, Elephants in the Room, a few weeks ago. And we're going to do more shows at the Improv.
Yes.
And I'm very happy in doing my.
No, that's great. You're already producing shows at the Improv.
Yes.
4 years in. I'm 5 years in, and I have not produced a show. So I've done a mic, but that's awesome. Like, you opened up.
You've had some shows.
Yeah.
I haven't produced a show.
You had a show at the country place. I did it. You and Treese.
Was it a show or was it a mic?
Oh no, it was a mic.
Yeah, I've done mics, but I've hosted open mics, but I haven't produced a show.
It's the same thing.
No, you gotta pay people and stuff. Like, but anyway, I mean, I will get there. I have more interest in performing, quite frankly, but I'll leave it to others to produce. But that's awesome that you like hit the ground running. You got into producing. Yeah. Since you've started, what's become your favorite venue to perform at? And you cannot say.
You can't say the Improvs. It's too easy.
No, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't even. And no knock on Miami Improv or Danny Improv. I love you guys. It's not a knock on you guys.
No, it's just really.
It's too easy. Everybody would pick it.
My favorite venue to perform at
is Tootsie's. We know.
Wish, please, Tootsie's, if you're watching, I'll do it. So I do Comic-Con shows. I do comic book convention shows, and so we actually do 3 shows every time this comic book convention comes around. SuperCon. It's in down Miami Beach Convention Center.
I've seen some of the comics doing the Comic-Con.
It is awesome. I gear a lot of my jokes during that time towards like comic book stuff or anime and stuff like that, so it lands well. But those shows get packed out. Like and one of the shows we recently had there, it was like 350 people, and it was just like, nice. When you see like all the seats taken and people are just standing up against the walls, it's amazing.
That's a great crowd to perform in. Yeah, 350 people.
It was so awesome, and I thoroughly enjoy doing those shows. They're sometimes crazy to produce because I have to take like my own mic equipment because sometimes, and I'm not knocking Miami Beach Convention Center. They're just like, their staff is everywhere, so they don't have like the proper mic equipment sometimes. But worth it every time. Worth every second, every penny of it.
Wow, Miami Convention Center. That's amazing. Have you
What's up?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say, Elgin David, an old comic friend of mine, used to do those all the time. He says they're the absolute most fun things to do in the world.
I do
They
one.
are.
Yeah. He said they're great. But he's a nerd
Do you
too,
dress
so
up and stuff? Do you dress up? Or you just
Some
mostly
of the guys dress up. I don't dress up because it's too much. It's too much like
Yeah.
have accoutrement on while trying to do comedy. Connie Fernandez, she actually dressed up
Yeah,
like
see, that's who I've seen her sharing stuff, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh my god.
So Connie's dressed up the last few times that we've done Comic-Con shows. It's awesome. And
Yeah.
just like a whole new area of comedy that we don't usually do. Like comedy is geared towards specifically pop culture stuff, and it's pretty cool. I love it.
Yeah. So, have you traveled anywhere to do comedy outside of Florida or even inside of Florida?
So the farthest I've traveled in Florida
Mhm.
is Orlando. I did MegaCon actually, which is it's actually the 10th biggest Comic Con in the world.
Nice.
That one is great. I have photos of it. That one we had about 300 in it. It was 4 fat guys. Actually, excuse me, 5 fat guys in my little Kia Soul, and we're just all farting and like just being nasty.
I don't know any of these comics.
You don't know Tarno or Cilio?
I've heard Tarno's name,
Yeah,
but I don't know any of the other ones.
Cilio's blind.
Mm-mm.
He does the Rose Battle.
I know Suno Evil, who's blind.
Yeah,
but...
I've been wanting to book them together and have like a blind off.
like Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles, but of comedy.
Yeah,
Like that.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. So Orlando's as far as I've traveled in state.
Mhm.
Out of state, I've done comedy in California. It's a place called Pimento. I've done a few mics there and a few shows there.
Is that the name of the city or the
It's the name of the city.
venue? Okay.
They're not LA. It's actually, I didn't know this is like a big like turf war kind of deal. There's LA, and then there's what's known as the Inland Empire, and it's in the Inland Empire. Is what it's known as.
What's considered LA versus inland?
So Inland Empire is like San Bernardino. I don't know if you guys remember.
I'm like, I don't know the geography.
It's just inner LA. It's inner California, pretty much.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's separated by like the mountain ridge of so like one side of Mountain Ridge where the coast is, that's proper LA.
Okay, that's
and then the other side is considered Inland Empire. I didn't know this.
Okay.
I just found it because I have family out there. But actually next week I'm doing a roast battle in Denver. I'm going all the way out to Denver. Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be so fun.
Nice.
I've heard great things.
I've performed once in Denver and it's amazing. You're gonna love it there.
Who are you roasting? Who do you know in Denver?
She's named Christine Brennan. She's actually come to Florida a few times.
Okay.
Her name's Christine Brennan, awesome young comic. So I was like, I just reached out to her. I was like, hey, is there any shows I can get on? She's like, you want to roast me? I'm like, that's a weird fucking way to ask that, but okay, yeah, sure, I'll roast you.
Okay.
Have you been to Denver? Like just been there before?
This is my first time for all that, there, honestly.
Dude, the food is amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, have them take you because they've got huge.
They even go to comedy.
I started with the show was great and you're gonna love it, but have them take because it's all very like there's huge hipster areas.
Yeah.
I mean, not to mention all the recreational weed, but yeah, have somebody take you around to some good food spots, man. The food there is crazy good.
I love that we've talked about like 3 minutes of Denver and we haven't brought up weed yet. That's all I've been thinking
because I mean, like, who cares?
My ass Denver for life.
Like, I mean, who cares anymore? Weed's not even medically legal in Tennessee, but they have what's called Delta 9 or something, where they change. Huh? Well, they change like one molecule off.
But it's bad for you.
I'm just saying, it is the same. It is the exact same.
Why are you a weed dealer? Don't do that.
It is the exact same.
No,
Gio.
it's not.
It is.
This might be a controversial topic. You know that Delta 8 and Delta 9 is like legal for 18-year-olds to buy?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that, bro.
They sell it in a liquor store next to my house.
When did you start smoking weed?
Honestly, 22.
No, I smoked weed in high school for my first time.
Me too. But no, it's the exact same. It's not synthetic. It's actually grown. They sell it in nugs. Like it's.
I don't know. I had a friend, and maybe I'm thinking of Delta 8 because Delta.
You're thinking of Salvia.
Oh, maybe so.
Salvia is that crazy shit.
That it's like.
No. This.
My Fair enough. I wouldn't. I don't know.
No, this is actual weed. This is nugs. You know, they sell by the ounce. Like it's crazy.
Flour?
Yeah,
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah.
And it's legal?
And it's legal because again, they have to do is they change one particle off and they can prove it scientifically. It's no longer weed, and now it's legal.
Look at that.
We all
Crazy.
Won't he do it? No, I'm just kidding.
They outscienced the law.
like everywhere, right? I think next year is over. Weed's legal everywhere.
Let's hope so. Like
Hopefully, it's so stupid.
I would like to be able to travel with my weed, or like and smoke weed. Know that I can smoke weed when I
Well,
go.
you shouldn't even have to travel with it. You should be able to just stop and pick some up
Pick some
wherever
up,
wherever you go.
like
Yeah.
cigarettes.
Yeah,
Basically.
exactly.
So
How is it?
okay,
Yeah, never mind.
okay.
I'm not even going to get on that tangent.
So Raul, since you've been a comic, what's become your favorite moment doing comedy?
When you're in the zone. When there's two things I love about comedy.
No, one single moment, your proudest or your most favorite moment.
Yeah, what's a highlight?
Put it down to one time.
Um,
You can talk about being in the zone, and then maybe it'll get you there. Go ahead.
being in the zone is great. What I mean by that is everything, every joke you're saying, every premise you're saying, you're the audience is just riding the rig with you. Man, this improv show was very nice because it was on a Tuesday, and we got 140 people out there on a Tuesday, which is very, for people not to know, it's very tough to get that amount of people to a major venue on a Tuesday. It's very, very, very difficult.
Was it your show?
It was my show.
You were able to do that?
Yeah. It was beautiful. When you start seeing the people walk through the door, you kind of well up, like, oh my god, people want to come see me and see my stuff. We had celebrities in the audience. We had Angelina Castro in the audience. That was bananas.
Nice.
So
I don't know who she is, but nice. If you say she's a celebrity, I believe
she's a celebrity. She's probably the second most famous woman in all Miami.
Okay. I've lived in Palm Beach County.
She's a porn star.
Oh, okay.
Which is not nothing wrong with that. That's a beautiful thing.
Terry, did you know who she was?
No. But then again, I'm not into porn like
He's
that.
like, I will after the show.
No, I will be checking that out, but
yes. So that, I mean, I'll probably say the improv show. Also, I love Patrice. I don't know if you guys like Patrice O'Neill. So Patrice used to have this saying he used to say about Dave Attell that you know that you're a great comic when you have a lot of kids. And Dave Attell, apparently, what he means by that is that a lot of comics came up under that comedian. And I've seen a lot of my kids, my comedic kids, people that came to my mics and started with me flourish. And that's been a very proud moment for me. I hate making comedy familial, but that's how I do.
That's one I haven't heard before. That's interesting. You comedy kids.
Comedy kids.
You're so young to be having comedy kids.
What does that make me? A deadbeat dad?
No. I mean,
you ain't got no comedy kids? I don't know.
I've got comedy kids, sure.
I don't know. So
I got at least 6 I can think off the top of my head, but
my mics. This is my first lasting mic that I've had. So what do you think's been a big challenge for you doing comedy, Raul?
The biggest challenge is staying fresh, man. I think a problem just comics in general is that we stay latched onto jokes we know that work, and we don't want to test out new stuff on mics.
Yeah,
I think it's something that as comics we have to realize when you have a joke that works, put it in the back burner, put it in your notebook, use it for a real serious show, a main show, an improv
mix
show.
It in when you need it.
Exactly. But we should really truly, I know we want to perform good in front of everybody, but we should try to use mics more for the purpose that they are.
And I think what's interesting about you saying this, mics up this way a lot tend to be a lot of comics, so that's a given. I'm not gonna beat the comics over their head with my material because I don't want to do my Giovanni. I feel bad if I do that in front of them. But with that said, when I do go to a mic and it's a good crowd, I'll tend to be let me just treat this like a show, and I'll fall right back into the tried and true stuff. And then, but I've done this for a while, so I know to like work in some of my new material that I've been working on.
Yeah, I agree with that because you also want to help out whoever the comic or the producer is. You don't want to like, let's say you have 2 jokes bomb on you. You don't want to continuously like keep the bomb going. You want to try your try and true stuff. That's like something I've been trying to work on because I do host a lot. So I try to use mics to like freshen up my act. And that's one thing I do work on hard.
Yeah.
Besides that, man, let me tell you, I'm waiting for the day that social media is done because I'm so tired of being. The only reason I use Instagram, the only reason I use anything anymore is to promote shows, truly. And I'm waiting for the day that I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
that's something that does drive me to the wall. I spend too much hours on social media.
Yeah, I would say I spend too much hours on social media, but it's like
some might say you spend too many hours on social media, but you can go with too much hours. Good Lord. It's supposed to be a smart show.
All right, that's it for today, guys. Who the fuck do you think you are talking to? Do not ever.
I'm blaming.
Correcting our grammar.
Hey, I'm blaming. That's what I'm doing.
Oh my God.
I'm out here blaming.
That's too many hours on social media. I really do. But at the same time, it's a curse because you gotta engage.
Exactly.
You gotta grow your and that the thing about comedy now is it's not just on stage anymore. Because look at all these people that do skits and they are packing out places. You can get people to your
if it wasn't
for Matt Rife.
I was gonna say if it wasn't for TikTok, Matt Rife would still be doing jokes in a bar somewhere.
I mean, can we also give credit to his orthodontist? Also, can we also give credit? Have you seen Matt Rife's teeth before?
Teeth. The guy is an Adonis. What are you talking about?
Got a bag and fix my teeth. It's like Cardi B. What are you talking
about? You could knock all the teeth out of that man's mouth and he'd still be drowning in pussy.
I think didn't they say he got? Did you see him before?
If you saw him before, he looked like a vampire. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay,
he had some work done. You know what I'm saying?
No, sure.
Teeth helps. Just say teeth do help the jaw structure. If you have like well placed, well aligned teeth, it does make your jaw structure.
I bet you can get at least 5 million women to line up to let his toothless mouth gum their pussy. I bet.
Okay, let's relax. That was a little intense.
The man is an Adonis.
But yes, as we were saying, social media is a challenge, and I get that. All right, so let's learn a little bit about you, Raul. Okay. Where are you from? Do you have a day job, family?
I do have a day job. If you don't mind, I want to say my day job because, like,
no, that's fine.
You have to say your.
Well, we were asking what kind of job, not necessarily where you work.
It's in the medical field. It's in the medical.
There you go. Okay, so it's in the
medical.
So you're a male nurse. Got it.
No. Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You assist with proctology. Got it.
Something. I actually did used to have a job in a oh my God, colonoscopy center. So
I knew I smelt an asshole.
When the statute of limitations are over, I'm going to tell you some stories of how we're in a colonoscopy center.
Sure.
I do have family. I'm a classic Cuban male, very close knit to my family.
How many kids you got?
No kids. No, that I know of. That I know of.
Okay. Then you're not a classic Hispanic.
I've had it with Cubans. I'm so over Cubans. It's crazy.
Cubans too, Terry. I'm not lying with Terry on this one.
I have dated too many Cubans.
Okay.
I'm over
I was like, conservative Cubans, just narrow it down.
Okay, first of all, my brother-in-law, his whole family are Cuban, but they somehow all look whiter than me. And so I guess I'm allowed.
I don't know if y'all know this, but it is possible to be a race and an ethnicity. Like, I'm just saying, nationality. Even. Cubans.
Yes, exactly. If I was born in Mexico, could I call myself Mexican? Yes, but am I still white? Yep. You can be white Mexican.
Yep. Ana de Armas, Cuban. Oh my god, how did I forget this lady's name? She's one of my favorites. Oh my, Rosario Dawson, also Cuban.
I think that Raul needs to stick around for Words for White People.
Oh yeah, because you
That's
white
what
too.
he can be white
Yeah.
and Latino. Okay, that's my point.
Okay,
Right.
whatever. He
I
looks
don't even know
Italian.
how we got on that. We were talking about Raul and his family.
Yes.
And
He looks like he's in DeSantis' family.
All right. That is an Italian family. Go ahead.
He's gonna bop you on the head.
Oh my god. So yeah, I have my family. I have a beautiful niece and nephew.
Are you married?
Not married.
Okay.
But engaged 3 times. All times failed.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
been there. I've been there. I've been engaged 4 times, married twice. So
Oh, dude.
Never engaged. Never
You know,
married.
You never go to the jewelry store thinking about returning something, right?
Mm.
oh boy, that's a tough one too, man. Do you return the ring? Do you keep it? Do you take it back? Do you it's
Talk
such
about
difficult. It's not
Cars
easy being a man.
appreciating in value when you take them off a lot. The
Yeah.
moment you walk out of a jewelry store with a ring,
Oh, yeah, they don't talk about this part when they say it's easy to be a man.
All right. Do you have any other projects? Like you have a podcast, right?
yes.
Tell us about that.
I have a podcast I do with a really close friend of mine. She's actually the reason I'm going to Denver. Her name's Daisy. We do a podcast called Failing with Style. It's not really a comedy podcast that we both started like new career paths during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just talking about like how we're approaching our career paths. Like she's in art design and she's in that world of like, doing storyboards and stuff like that, doing really cool animation stuff while I'm just telling jokes. And it's a really nice podcast because we talk a lot about self-help, a lot about like our mental health. I try to keep it like the jokes low on there, and I try to make it more about like, hey, how can you improve on yourself? Kind of deal.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, so are you ready to play the blame game?
I'm excited to play it.
You have a weird ass handle in your fantasy football.
Yes.
Who's to blame?
My dark sense of humor. It's my.
Tell us about it.
So in general,
what's the name? What's the name of the team?
So in fantasy football, you get to create your own name of your team. Some people pick like lazy names like
Stop stalling. What's the name of your team?
The name of my team is Ron Mexico's Dog Kennel.
And where did you come up with that name?
So Ron Mexico, for those who don't know, like really in-depth history of professional football. So Michael Vick's like alter ego name, like when he would go to like secret parties or when he was like DMing chicks, like side chicks and stuff like that, his alter ego name was Ron Mexico. It became so famous that his alter ego name was Ron Mexico that NFL there used to be a video game called Blitz that they made a character exactly like Michael Vick called Ron Mexico. That's how famous this got. So then the other part is Dog Kennel, and if you know Michael Vick, you can guess why Dog Kennel.
And you're a comedian, so
I'm a comedian.
And it's football.
You shouldn't.
It's football league, so
and who cares about a Mike Vick joke? You know what my fantasy name is? Do you know what my fantasy team name is, Gio?
What?
And it's been this for like 23 years, ever since I started playing. It is the Funky Queefs. If you look at the number 1 spot on our league right now, the Funky Queefs stand alone.
20-year-old made that name up, but okay.
Well, I was a 20-year-old when I made that name.
All right, and
I just kept it.
You're in all male spaces. Ew. Funky Queefs. What is yours again?
Ron Mexico's Dog Kennel.
Y'all, come on. All right. Do you have anything coming up you'd like to promote? Any shows? Tell us about your podcast, when to find it.
Yes, Failing with Style podcast. Please, you guys can go follow it. It's on all YouTube, Spotify, and all the good stuff. I'm in talks about bringing back Weird Waters, my Weird Waters podcast, which that podcast, that was a really raunchy. We get like the crazy stories from comedians we used to do outside of a comedy show. So
if you get that back, You should have me on, and I'll tell you about the comedian who died on stage while I was hosting.
Dude, yes, we've
Yeah.
had so many great stories on that podcast.
He literally died.
Yeah.
No, Terry. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
No, he didn't like bomb.
Okay.
He is killing it.
Any upcoming shows?
Yes.
Comedy shows where they can see you live.
So always every other Friday, we're at Prison Pals Oakland Park. It's a great show. It's one of the best shows I think going right now in Fort Lauderdale. So please check that out. It's a great room. We do have my improv shows. I have my improv shows coming up soon. Just don't have the dates just yet for them. And then every first Saturday of the month, we're in West Kendall, Mellow Grapes at 8 p.m. Great
Do
show.
you still do the open mic after Prison Pals?
Yeah, always.
Okay.
So I have a company. It's called Day County Comedy. So even though we do shows clearly out Day County,
Mhm.
Every show we try to do an open mic because I really believe in
Yeah.
you need to promote comedy as much as you can. There's only one book show I do, and that's the Mellow Grapes room. But every other room I do has a mic after every single one.
All right. Thank you for joining us. And like I said, you probably want to stick around. Oh, your social media.
Funny Raul.
All right.
FUNYRAUL.
So stick around for Terry Wayne's Words for White People, because as I said, you can be Latino and white. And I think Raul. So Terry, what's your words for white people this week?
This one inspired by true events. But we are going to talk, and this is again, this could be for everybody, but I think this is mainly a honky problem. So I'm going to say this week it's words to white people, which is challenges. We're going to talk about challenges. Now, sometimes the funny thing is about challenges is when you don't have enough, you kind of maybe create some, create your own challenges. I don't know why that is if you don't have enough problems, you have to manufacture some. But I think it's also incredibly important to remind ourselves not to take other people's challenges away from them, even if you think you're helping, because you're not. Okay, if you want to help, you do something in secret. You do something in private places, in quiet places. You don't take somebody else's challenge and then champion it yourself publicly. That's not only is it stealing, it's pandering. You're trying to show how much pity you have for this other person and how that makes you a good person. I look at that and I'm like, that's a disgusting person I don't want to be around. And I've had to do that myself recently, as I've talked about here on before. My father was diagnosed with Parkinson's this year, and it's getting worse and worse as the days go on. And it's really affecting me to watch physical changes in him. But even so, I have to check myself and be like, even though this is difficult for me, it's difficult to watch. It's always difficult to watch, Samson lose his strength, but it's not my challenge. You know what I mean? So if I'm going to be supportive of my father, I need to remember that no matter how difficult it gets on me, this is his challenge that he has to go through. And I'm supposed to just be there for that supporting role and not, say, woe is me, because I have to watch him go through this. And I think that could affect everybody in a lot of ways, because I'm pretty sure people that have got challenges in their life. And you got to keep reminding yourself, that's not your burden to carry. You're supposed to help them carry it, not put it on your back or pin a medal on your shirt and say, look at me. So keep on top of your challenges.
I like it. That's my sister taught my mom, because she's had some health problems.
Yeah, polio. Who has polio?
Well, this past year, my sister taught my mom to self-soothe herself through her pain, so she's not crying, through her pain. Like, figures out ways to calm her own self down. And so my sister, because we can't always run to them when they need us, can't always just get there when they need us either. So Anyway, all right. That was some good words for white people. You got anything to add?
No, I agree 1,000% with what Terry said. It's hard.
See, I knew you were white.
I agree. I agree 1,000%. Support systems doesn't mean that you have to like take like the bag or you have to like become like the sufferer. It means support the person going through the challenges, which I agree.
The worst ones are the ones who pin the medal on. Those are the worst ones.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right.
Terry, what are you plugging this week?
Just the book, Unclaimed Ashes, on Amazon right now. Get your copy. There are plenty, and I want money.
Raul, where can we catch you?
Funny Raul. On social media. Terry, you wrote a book.
I did.
Holy shit, that's cool.
You should check it out. It's pretty good.
And you can catch me tonight at Red Light. All right, in West Palm. All right.